Now it's time for creepypastas with Aiden.
I loved Pokemon for as long as I could remember, owning games, stuffed animals, and VCR tapes. Every time a new Pokemon game came out, I wanted it, and it just so happened that Pokemon X and Y came out on October 10th, the day of my 15th birthday. When I had opened my gifts, I saw my sister had purchased me a copy of Pokemon X. I was so exited that I immediately put the cartridge in my new 3DS. Less than 2 days later, I had beaten the game. I'd still been waiting for Pokemon Y to come in the mail. About a week after my party, my birthday gift from Mom was Pokemon Y. When I got home, I opened it and started playing. I named my character Regina, seeing as it was my name. Oh, and when I got my first Pokemon, I chose Fennekin. Of all the starters, Fennekin was my favorite, as fire was my favorite typing. I named my Fennekin Aiden, after the vampire in Being Human US. I'm a huge Supernatural fan. I caught a ton of Pokemon, and eventually I beat the Elite Four and the Champion. I beat the game, but as X I grew... I beat the game, but as with X I grew bored because I wanted a challenge. These weren't like the old Pokemon games where there was a little challenge in battles. See, I loved those heart-racing, hand-sweating challenges that make you ask, who's gonna win? So I stopped playing my Y version for a while. A couple months later, I decided to play it again, but I felt something off from the game. For whatever reason, my game opened with a Delphox, its mouth covered in blood. And you kept going! The only thing it said was, I missed you. I was a little freaked, but I continued on and pressed continue. The first thing I noticed was Aiden was missing from my party. I knew when I last saved the game, I had Aiden in my party, because I never put him in the PC. Then I noticed what the heck was going on. I decided, since it was late, to shut the dang thing off and go to bed. The next morning I went to school, but left my 3DS behind. I consulted some of my friends about it during class, while one of them was playing with my Powerade. No joke, my friend, for whatever reason, loves to play with my Powerade. Is that an innuendo? They said I've been watching too many horror movies and to just forget about it. I got no comfort whatsoever, though, as it was on my mind the entire day. When I got home, I immediately started playing again. This time, the same Delphox greeted me with its bloody mouth. But however, this time it said, "Oh, why did you leave early yesterday?" The sprite gave me an angry look, but I just continued playing. This time when I checked my party, Aiden was the only Pokemon there. And where my other Pokemon used to be, it just said, dead. Okay. Now I was really starting to get creeped out. I checked Aiden's status, but there was no cry, and Aiden's sprite seemed somewhat sad as if on the verge of tears, and blood covered his mouth. "What happened?" I asked. Aiden replied back, "Oh, you're here. Do you like what I've done?" He answered back. "What have you done?" I screamed. "Oh, jeez. I drank their blood, sucked them dry. Isn't that why you named me after a vampire?" Why did he do this, and why did he say it so incorrect grammatically speaking? Sure, I hadn't played with him in a long time, but really. I loved you, and I wanted to make you happy, but then you started ignoring me and making me sad, so how about I make you sad? I grew visibly upset, and the screen cut to black. When it came back on, I saw my character's sprite bent over crying. Yeah, because the little overworld sprite definitely has that much detail on it. Why? Why did you do this to me? I thought of you as my mother! I'm sorry, I kept repeating. Sorry doesn't cut it, never has! Then it faded, and I was standing in front of a tombstone that read, "Here lies Aiden, loved but never forgotten." Needless to say, I quit playing my Y version and resumed X. So nothing happened. Yeah, I didn't learn any lessons here. So nothing happens to my other Delphox, Firefox. But I promise I will never forget you, Aiden, my little vampire. The only reason I read this story is because my name was in it. I'm actually quite disappointed. This is going to be a double feature episode because here we have Pokemon Internal Battery. Then it's settled, said my trainer. You complete this Pokedex for me, and I'll give you your very own Pokemon. What? I wondered, hearing him from inside my Pokeball. Who was he talking to? And more importantly, what was he talking about? He had no Pokemon to give, unless he was thinking of giving up Charmander or Squirtle. Or me? Go ahead and pick one, my trainer said. What? Why him first? I recognized his grandson's voice. Be patient, Gary, you'll get one too. I felt a shift, which I recognized as the feeling of my ball being picked up. What's in this one? Said an unfamiliar voice. Fear suddenly struck me. Yeah, certainly, my trainer wouldn't give me to someone he barely knew. Right? My trainer explained to the stranger how to release me. I found myself looking up at my trainer. I guess I couldn't call him that, considering he never trained us anymore. Never anymore. Those two can't be. Never mind. Still, he was familiar to me. I watched him go from an energetic trainer to an old man, and even if he couldn't train anymore, I was happy with him. But he looked happy now as he was giving us up. How could he be happy? I turned to face the stranger, but I wasn't prepared for what I saw. He loomed over me, towering, terrifying. Wow! He nearly shouted. He's so cool! It's called Bulbasaur, said my trainer. They're friendly, but they can be pretty shy, too. The boy looked as if he had done something wrong. I'm so sorry if I scared you, Bulbasaur, he said, sounding a bit sad. I stared at him, not believing my ears. So, you want Bulbasaur? The voice cracks. Yes! Said the boy, instantly smiling at me and my trainer. Take good care of him for me, said my trainer. His voice sounded slightly pleading. Don't worry, I will! I always will! Maybe this boy wasn't so bad after all. He took me everywhere. He didn't lie to my old trainer. Even when he caught other Pokemon, Raticate, Geodude, Haunter, I was always in the lead. I kept getting stronger, evolving once more, growing closer to my friends and my new trainer. One day, he told us he was leaving. Even though he said it was only for a while, that he'd come back to get us, the four of us were still afraid, especially me. After a few weeks, we began to worry. Venusaur, what if he doesn't come back? Asked Haunter. He will come back, said Geodude. He will, won't he? Will he? Said Raticate, frantic. He doesn't want us anymore. Of course he'll come back, I shouted. He promised. We just needed to wait a bit longer. He kept his promise. We found ourselves in a new place. It was unfamiliar to us, but we were with him. We were safe. And we had more new friends. Meganium, Noctowl, Slugma. We were at home again. Everything was back to normal. ... And then it happened all over again. Meganium and the other newer Pokemon were worried, but we reassured them. But months passed and no one came for us. Slugma was the first to leave, then Noctowl. You know, because Pokemon can just leave on their own accord. Our attempts to persuade them to stay were useless. Meganium stayed a while longer, but then she gave up as well. He'll be back, I told my three remaining friends. He came back last time and he will again! I would never admit to them or to myself that I barely believed my own words, that I was slowly losing hope. Graveler gave up, and I waited. Raticate went after him, and still I waited. Haunter told me not to forget about him, and he left as well, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. So, edgy! Yeah, get it? It was called Internal Battery because the internal battery died, so the guy couldn't come back to his save file. What a clever and spooky story. Ha ha ha. It was rated K, and made by Hidokage 195. This sucked.